Welcome back, traders and investors, to Benzinga's pre-market prep, brought to you by MarketFi. I'm your co-host Joel Alconin, along with Dennis Dick, and we have Sang Lucci on the line. He's a founder and head trader at SangLucci.com. Good morning, Sang.
What's up, guys?
You got
Well,
your allergies acting up on you, apparently, eh?
I guess this season has been horrible, man.
You know what? My eyes right now are itching me, and I never get allergies here. And I was actually out at a golf course yesterday, and I looked at this one tree, and I thought it was almost raining, but there was so much pollen falling from this tree and coming right in my eyes. I was like, holy cow, if I don't get allergies here, I'll never get allergies, from reaction from that. But it's just been a bad season there, because like I said, I never get it. And my eyes are all bloodshot here too, I think, from allergies. So it's not
I
just you,
never
Sam.
get them either. I never get them either. I thought it was me getting old, so that actually makes me feel better.
What kind of drugs could benefit from this? Is there allergy drugs out there saying what can we buy here right now to benefit from this allergy season?
That's not my world, man. That's your world.
What's on your radar there, saying? I know you always got some cool trades you're looking at here. What's on your radar this week? We're coming out of earnings season. What are you trading?
I'm actually long financials right now.
You know what?
I'm long a lot of I'm long Bank of America. I'm long all the big names, and then some of the regional banks as well. But that's kind of the play right now. But I'm cautious too, because the market seems to sell off at these all-time high areas. But right now, long financials.
We were just talking about the financials because a lot of them are bumping up at resistance levels or near 52-week or all-time highs here. And we were wondering if the market actually can break it to do new highs. It could actually be led by the financials here. Just quietly, these financials have caught a bid in the last few days.
Definitely those insurance names too. So like you got the AIG. Take a look at the AIG. That one shot up a good amount last week. Met and Prudential, and then you got the credit cards too, looking pretty good. So maybe finally, you'll get a bid in some of the bigger investment houses.
what do you think's the driver behind this? You think that, obviously there's been some decent earnings here. I guess the interest rate situation is just as muddled, as it was before. What do you think the driver is behind these financials?
I think it's pure rotation, man. It's just pure rotation. That's all it is. So they've been floating a lot of the big names like Apple, Facebook, and Visa and things like that. So I think you get a lot of profit taking on some of those names, and they roll back into an underperforming sector, which happens to be the financials. So I think it's just pure rotation.
That's interesting too, because last week there was one day, I think it was like Wednesday, we were really selling off there, where actually everything was down across the board. And I was just saying, this is the first day I've seen, red across the board in a long time, because usually it is just money rotating from one sector to the next sector. And then the very next day, the dippers come right back in and buy this market right up. When is going to be the time that we don't see the rotation anymore and these buy the dippers, actually start to get run over?
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. It's coming soon, man. It's coming soon.
How
I think
I like bear markets better than bull markets. So it's the stocks fall off faster than they go up. As a trader, I like volatility, and this little slow grind, these buy the dippers coming in every 1%, kind of drives me nuts.
Right. I mean, I think eventually there's going to be nothing to rotate into. I mean, you're seeing them now pick up like dog sectors, like names that just have been beaten down and are just useless. So for example, you're seeing rotations into steel names, coal names. I mean, these are the complete dog sectors. So now, where's the leadership? And once that's all over, I think it'll be the end of this year. We'll start to see that correction.
You think it's going to be the interest rates when they finally bump up interest rates is going to be, or is it going to take? Because it doesn't seem like this quarter the earnings are enough to to turn the tide yet. And what is it going to be? Is it going to be when Janet Yellen bumps up the Fed funds rate?
I mean, honestly, I think it'll just get really choppy. And once the 2016 presidential race gets underway, and then obviously we have the interest rates as well. There'll be news sort of back and forth every single day, and we will just get this horribly choppy environment. And then under all that, you'll see a lot of profit taking on a lot of different names.
And we've seen some profit taking in stocks and obviously some beat up names all of a sudden in stocks like Twitter and LinkedIn after their earnings report here. Do you think it's time to start looking at these dips in these stocks here? Like Twitter here, last few days is starting to form it looks like trying to form a bottom the last couple of days. Or is this just a couple of days of relief here after really got cascaded and hit after that earnings report?
I think those names you'll get some dead cat bounces in them, but I do not think they will get on the trajectory that they were before. I don't think you will see LinkedIn at all-time highs again. Twitter, back at 60 or $70, and Facebook even back at like 86 or 87. I honestly don't think it'll happen. I think the rotation is going to hit, and they're going to stay away from names like that.
Right, go to the more safe names. What do you make of the moves in Apple and Disney, for example? I mean, Apple couldn't have done more right. Beat on revenues, beat on sales, increased dividend, increased buyback. You think it was a case that it just like had that major run going into it, so people were just taking profits here? Because you did basically opened up at the high that day and came back. Kind of same way with Disney. Kind of a little bit of different mentality on the street selling the good news.
I think again, it's the environment, and that goes to show you too, even more that regardless what a company reports, it's really all about the price. It's really all comes down to the price action. It all comes down to what's been priced in. It all comes down to what numbers will push it. Will give it that next sort of shock value kind of effect. And the environment that we're in, especially with names like Apple and Facebook, is they're starting. I honestly feel like they're starting to take some profit on those names, work into some of the more underperforming sectors here, and get ready for this sort of inevitable correction. So I think regardless of what Apple said, granted it was an unbelievable quarter, and I can't even believe it. I honestly can't even believe it with that stupid watch in there. As people are actually buying this crap, but. But it was unbelievable. They sold 61 million iPhones in a quarter after Christmas. It's amazing quarter,
Cash cow, man.
and absolutely amazing quarter. And you still get performance like that. So I think it's the environment. I think that's where we are.
Yeah, when the trades get too crowded, it doesn't matter sometimes how they perform. Sometimes profit taking will just ensue, despite what they report and being a great quarter there. Okay, so you like the
Absolutely.
financials. You like the financials. What else do you like, or what else are you looking to? I know you play the short side too. Is there any sectors that you're looking here to short that might be topping
So
here?
I caught a great short on Baidu
Oh
last
yeah,
week through
nice.
$200. Caught a great short on Baidu. I think the environment now is best for actually selling calls. So because you're not getting that extreme downside sort of pressure. You're just getting that rotation out of certain names. So, and you're also getting a lot of the failure at these all-time high tests, especially on the market too. So you let the market float up a little bit, and then eventually we just crater off something for about 20 handles, and then we just go right back into chop. So selling calls, I think, is really the move. Writing a lot of options is really the move here. As for names that I'm shorting, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, like all these names, I would absolutely short on another downturn in the markets. Right now, it looks like we're floating those highs. We're going to test. We might drift up a little bit, but as soon as we start fading, the fade trades are working out real good. Priceline, very interesting action last week. Came out with earnings. The reaction was kind of dismal. So the stock's back down to like 1,200 or so. That could be a great short as well that I'm looking at. But honestly, I'm just kind of waiting for the opportune moments to come in and fade names, either by selling calls or outright just buy some puts.
No, I think everyone should really take note there. The comment that saying Lucci that he just made. You notice that he is trying to take a bearish position, but the way the market trades, the way the market reacts, he knows that if he pays up the premium into puts, that the way the market trickles down, the way the buy the dippers come in, the chances are your strike price may be defended, and you'll pay to the premium gods, and then maybe be right to move, but not make any
Yep.
money. On the other hand, you need margin, and there is risk on this. But if you're selling the calls at heightened volatility, and this is kind of what Nick Shaheen does too, Dennis. I mean, he doesn't try and figure out where the market's going to go on his best projections. He tries to figure out where it's not going to go, and that's the same thing. I think that's a great point, saying Lucci, because options are
Definitely.
very, very difficult. Believe me, I bought plenty of premium, and I know close moves, it's hard to really get a good grip on it. So I think you've really given some great advice to our listeners, and we really appreciate it. Even though allergy season is getting the best of you, I think you gave us some great information. Sang Lucci,
Awesome.
he's a trader. He's founder of headtradersanglucci.com. Check him out. And next time we'll get back in, and maybe we can have you on during earnings, and you could do some tape reading for us. A lost art in the markets.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, St.
Later,
Lucie.
guys.